This is a fake one-sided rivalry. We got Angel Reese taking more shots at Caitlin Clark unnecessarily. You in Indiana having a great time partying. We see all the clips. Why can't you just do your thing? Why can't you just do your thing?
But can Sarah Spain and the media stop going out there and saying that like the Caitlin Clark needs to do something to stop all this, when it is very clear this is a one-sided beef, and the one-sided beef is not from Caitlin Clark?
Angel Reese thought she was about to dominate WNBA All-Star Weekend with her Bold I'm in Your City campaign, launching her signature Reebok shoes, plastering Indianapolis with takeover messaging, and trying to steal the spotlight in Caitlin Clark's hometown. But just days before the weekend, Clark suffers a groin injury and is ruled out. Suddenly, ticket prices plummet by 48%, fan excitement collapses, and Reese's marketing move looks less like confidence and more like an opportunistic jab. Social media lit up with backlash. Some called her bold, but most called it classless.
We do start our show, though, with unfortunate news out of the WNBA. Caitlin Clark announced today that she will miss both the three-point contest and the WNBA All-Star Game this upcoming weekend in Indiana after re-aggravating a groin injury in that final minute of Tuesday's win over the Connecticut Sun. Clark had missed 4 games and the Commissioner's Cup final with that groin injury earlier this month, and now will be out for this weekend's festivities, which really stinks for fans, but you know that if there was any way that she could be out.
The slogan "Walk in Your Trap, Take Over Your Trap" fell flat without her rival there to respond. Fans didn't want a solo act, they wanted the rivalry. Without Clark, the entire weekend lost its fire, and Reese's campaign became a reminder of how much the WNBA's momentum depends on one player. Instead of uniting fans, Reese's move exposed just how fragile the league's growth really is.
The story we have been following throughout the past 2 days surrounds a superstar herself, Caitlin Clark, the WNBA star, the Indiana Fever star, Caitlin Clark. She's going to miss all the action on the court.
Caitlin Clark gets hurt, and guess what? Your demand vanishes because people ain't going to pay up to see these athletes that are ungrateful that their sport's growing. People aren't paying up for that. And we are here, right here. The tickets for this game, for this All-Star game, they've dropped by 50%.
So now we ask you, was this bold branding or a bad look? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you think Reese misstepped, comment, "Baby Giraffe took the wrong step." Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell, because this WNBA season is only getting messier.
But when it comes to the vendors in the arena, the shops in the arena, they're not going to have the same amount of people patronize their business as they would if Caitlin Clark was there. The surrounding restaurants, the surrounding areas, the surrounding attractions, they're not going to have the same number of people patronize their business as they would if Caitlin Clark was healthy.
Angel Reese thought she was making the power move of the year when she launched her Bold I'm in Your City Reebok campaign during WNBA All-Star Weekend in Indianapolis. Billboards, flashy shoe promos, and bold Instagram posts using the song "Take Over Your Trap," all of it screamed dominance. But here's where the plan completely backfired. Just days before the event, Caitlin Clark, her biggest rival and the hometown favorite, was ruled out due to a groin injury.
Reebok, Angel Reese are taking shots at Caitlin Clark, using her as promo. Angel Reese, let's be clear here. Let's just be all the way clear here. Angel Reese is a solid basketball player. Angel Reese 100% has benefited from attaching herself to Caitlin Clark at every single turn. Her podcast, the first 3 episodes, all the clips promoting was bringing up Caitlin Clark. It was bringing up Caitlin Clark and all of the promo. People wanted to know what she was going to say. She used Caitlin Clark as promo.
Suddenly, what was supposed to be a head-to-head clash turned into a one-sided campaign with no real opponent. Ticket prices crashed by 48%, social media buzz dropped, and fans who had planned for months to see Clark in her home state were left disappointed. Restaurants had stocked up, hotels were packed, and major sponsors like ESPN and Nike had invested heavy into a weekend they thought would be record-breaking. But with Clark out, everything lost steam, because make no mistake, she is the engine of the league. She's the reason casual fans tune in. She's the one pulling in new audiences. And when she's not on the court, the entire WNBA feels it.
Angel Reese, I'm in your city. Walk in your trap, take over your trap. Post it on Instagram. There's about 15 fans there and Reebok put up a board. You would expect Reebok to put up a board. Let's never forget that when let's never forget the gigantic Caitlin Clark Nike billboard in Chicago. Let's never forget that. So if Reebok didn't put up a board for Angel Reese.
Reese's campaign, instead of looking like a bold branding move, started to feel like she was dancing on her rival's absence. Fans weren't impressed. Sure, a few called it clever, but the overwhelming reaction was one of discomfort. People accused her of trying to flex when there was no real competition. You don't take over a trap when the queen isn't even there, one user commented. Others flat out called it classless and opportunistic. And it's hard to argue otherwise, because what's a power move when your biggest competition doesn't even have the chance to show up?
Caitlin Clark has never said a negative word about Angel Reese. Caitlin Clark has never said a negative word, or to be honest, when it comes to Caitlin Clark, she did show it by her actions. Showed it by her actions. She didn't need to say, I'm taking over Chicago. She did, however, go and put up 31 and 12, set a career high with 12 assists, be the only player in the history of the WNBA ever to have 31 and 12 in a game. She did, in fact, do that and then try to hype up the Chicago crowd. So it's fair enough. You want to say, oh, Caitlin Clark did this, then show it with your actions. Go and win MVP. Go and win MVP. Don't just be like, this is my city. Don't just come in and be like, this is my city. You've never won a game. Has she won a game in Indiana? I don't think she's ever won a game in Indiana. I actually do not think she has won a pro game in Indiana.
Reese's takeover felt empty. Without Clark to challenge her, the campaign lost its fire. Instead of proving her place in the league, it exposed just how much of the WNBA's momentum depends on Caitlin Clark being active and healthy. The entire All-Star weekend went from electric to awkward. The Clark versus Reese rivalry was supposed to headline it all. It was the narrative that had fans, media, and brands excited. But when Clark went down, the storyline collapsed, and Reese's attempt to capitalize on the moment came off as tone-deaf.
From $121 all the way down to just $64 after news broke that Caitlin Clark won't be playing. These are people saying, I'm done. I don't want to watch. Caitlin Clark's not. I bought tickets solely to watch Caitlin Clark in the All-Star Game. I made accommodations solely to get to Indiana to watch Caitlin Clark in the All-Star Game. She's injured. I have no interest in that anymore. People are selling their tickets so much so they just want off of them. 121, okay. You want it for 100? Oh no, okay. I guess I gotta lower it to 80. Oh, you don't want to buy it for 80? Okay, I guess I'll lower it to 70. You don't want to buy it to 70? I guess I'll lower it to $64. The WNBA is paying attention to these trends. And they're seeing firsthand what Caitlin Clark is worth to this league.
This wasn't just about a shoe or a slogan. It was about timing, and this time, Reese got it wrong. She tried to plant her flag in someone else's backyard while they were out with a legit injury, and fans saw through it. The energy shifted. The buzz died down. The city didn't feel like the battleground it was hyped to be. It felt like a show missing its star act. If you're passionate about real basketball talk, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, leave a comment, and share with fellow fans, because your support keeps the game alive.